Be a part of history and subscribe to my 2 YouTube channels and join the 100,000 pharaohs that exist. And of course, follow me on Twitch as I create a radio station from the ground up. They ain't never seen a young black reporter coming like this. Look, this is a growing conversation. It's obviously the talk of radio right now. I see a lot of vloggers talking about it as well. And I'll chime in here. A lot of people love Kendrick Lamar, but a lot of people are like, yo, dang, it's like the media is trying to force Kendrick on us, right? Again, when I did my top albums of the year in hip hop, I knew Kendrick Lamar would have the #1 album. I knew it. I told y'all that. I knew it. I get how this game works now, you know? And it's tough, like I said that last night, it's tough to argue with DNA being a nice little tune-up record, Humble being huge, Loyalty with Rihanna being huger than Humble, and you got Love, which is probably huger than both of those records. It's like tit for tat. It's hard to argue with 4 undeniable, really good records, and he's telling a couple stories on a couple of the other records. My opinion is, though, as a body of work, that's Kendrick's worst body of work. Yeah, can I say that? Yeah, it doesn't, like, it just doesn't, it's not cohesive to me. And I thought Jay-Z's 444 as an album, right? As an album had a better overall message. What was the message of 444? This is Jay saying, you know what? I'd have been the guy for so long. Here's where I've messed up at. Here's my F-ups. And starting with cheating. I cheated on my wife. You almost let the baddest girl get in the way. He's telling you, guys, please listen to me. Nigga, never go Eric Benet. Like, that is the consensus of the album. He's saying how me and Kanye fell out. It's my fault. Don't blame Ye. I gave him 20 million. He gave me 20 minutes on stage. Jay, what was you thinking? Like, that is really the tone of the album. Personally, it was my favorite album of 2017. That's just my opinion. But when we're talking about album of the year, Bruno Mars won that category. Now here's the thing with Bruno Mars. All due respect to him, his album, which 24K Magic, obviously wasn't that's what I like on that project as well. It's like how do you put this into words? It's his album is he's pretty much stealing. Not stealing. It's sample based. It's pretty much him taking from a couple cultures ago, and I'm not mad at Bruno for what he did, but at the same time, we have to put in perspective that it's not all original content. It was more or less of a tribute album to people who paved the way and been musical influences on his career. And I'm fine with Bruno. Listen, man, say what you want about Bruno Mars. To me, he's the best entertainer in the world right now, with Beyonce in a close second. The brother makes music that people can dance to, love, make love to, have fun with. His records just reaches a bigger demographic than Jay-Z does right now. Jay-Z is cool for us. But when we're talking best rap album overall, Bruno Mars, it just makes a music that hits a more broader group of people. I didn't necessarily think Bruno Mars' album was message-based in his last project. That's just me personally. What more did I learn about Bruno Mars with that album? What more did I learn about Kendrick Lamar with his last album? I'm just stating the facts right now. I learned a lot about Jay-Z in his last album. An album should be bodies of work, right? When we learn more about artists and their artistry. That's just my opinion. Now, I think with SZA, she definitely has a reason to be upset. SZA was nominated for 5 Grammys. She came home with none. She was nominated more than any other woman. She should have won Best New Artist, right? If you don't want to give her top records, whatever, you don't want to give her that, that's cool. But SZA definitely should have won Best New Artist over Alessia Cara, right? It was her, Alessia Cara, Khalid. Wasn't Uzi in that category as well? Uzi had a lot of success, but to me, I personally believe SZA should have won that category. I just think she's more impactful to my culture, which, again, I know my culture is not the only thing that the Grammys is put in perspective, but I just don't agree with going with Alessia Cara. What's the impact of both these artists? And I think SZA's just more, her stories is more impactful than Alessia Cara's, my opinion. Overall, I think SZA has more of a complaint than Jay. Jay still got honored by the Grammys, but to me, it's like, dang, y'all had Jay, Beyonce come. Y'all pretty much kept the camera on them all night. The host was making jokes about Jay. You know what I mean? Give them something. You get something. You got them front row. You You got Beyonce out the house. You got Blue Ivy out the house off schedule. Y'all know Blue Ivy's sleep schedule is important, right? And y'all don't give them nothing. They don't even stand up for nothing, no cameos. And I heard reportedly Jay didn't want to perform. But it's like, yo, they got to get something. And I know y'all like, yo, we want people to vote. We don't want nobody politicking. But let's be clear. The Grammys is one big political race. If you want to keep that Carter family happy and have them coming in the future, you figure it out how to get them one award. Or give Jay one award so he can go on stage and thank Beyonce. Like, you missed a moment, Grammys. Beyonce was there because she wanted to hear a man say, I'm sorry in front of everybody again. All right? If the tour wasn't enough, if the album wasn't enough, that's what that was going to be about. And you missed that moment to have Jay go on stage and say, thank you, Beyonce, for helping me make this album. And I'm sorry again. Y'all missed a very viral moment yesterday. And I'm just, Jay and Kendrick were nominated in 7. Jay was nominated 8 times more than anybody, and Kendrick was nominated 7 times. And he was nominated 7 times, 7 of the 8 categories that Jay was in, and pretty much Kendrick won the bulk of the awards. Him and Kendrick and Bruno pretty much won every award that they were that Jay was nominated in. So it's like, dang, y'all couldn't figure out a way to get all 3 of those guys. That's just my opinion. What y'all think? Was Jay-Z and or SZA snubbed at the Grammys? I want your opinions in the comment section below. Thank y'all for the time. Let's support. Salute. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on MrTaliaFaro.com, shawty.